Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Z2X. I'm joined here again by.
Mom, the
And
Gen
what
X.
are we going to be talking about here today?
Well, let's talk about what it's kind of dying down a little bit, but it's still pretty hot because I don't think people understand the Molt book. It's the AI
It's this.
social
It's
media
the
age,
AI social media that went kind of
viral.
kind of viral on Twitter because people are like, "What is this?"
Well, and that's the thing. I see it so on Instagram because let's face it, most people my
Yeah.
generation, I mean, they do X, but most of them are more comfortable on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And then they have all these scary things like, oh my god,
AI is going to
ai
take
ai
over
create
the social media.
no, they said AI created their own social media. And so I really, and then I was like, what? That's not how AI works. I mean, I don't know a lot, but you,
That is
the
that
Gen
is. I
Z,
can tell you immediately that's not how AI works. But
I
yeah,
know.
continue.
So I wanted you, I was like, let's do this. And we can try to say in layman terms exactly what this Molt book is so that people can understand that. I mean, I understand it too, and I'll ask questions as you reveal other
hmm
things to help people like my generation or people who are just not tech savvy understanding. I mean, it's not as scary as, just so you guys know, it's not as freaking scary as you think it is
Yep.
because it's not what you think it is. All right. What is Molt book and how was it created?
Moltbook, I can't tell you specifically the full creation process of it because they have a lot of back end there. But I can probably give a general insight or prediction per se.
Okay, let's start with, did AI create it? Because that's the
Um,
thing that's going on.
no, so Moltbook, to explain generally how I am aware of it works, it's basically it is effectively it describes itself
A
as
person,
it describes itself as a social network for AI agents where AI agents share, discuss, and upvote. Effectively, it is an AI agent is a AI that basically is like imagine a mini chat bot. Oftentimes, I've seen people use this recently in certain video games, right?
hmm
Um, like a while back, Fortnite did this thing with like a Darth Vader thing, that character you could talk to, and they had the voice. That is an AI agent because it usually takes on the role of a persona and is like conversating in a specific way. Usually, it's given
but
prompts.
let's be specific because people like you're explaining it not in a very good layman term. AI did not create it. How did you come out to me and say no? A human created it
Yeah, well,
because human creates AI agents.
I was getting around to that. Um,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, so but the thing is that the key thing is there is so that's what an agent is. So when you mentioned me say agents, but these agents are created by people. I mean, that's at the end of the day. They don't create themselves. Effectively, you've got like a person that's like it's almost like building a robot. You're like they with a specific purpose. You like give it like, "Hey, I wanted this to do this three things. I want it to act like this." And then you send it out. That
Yeah. And so the
is
Molt
what
book
it
was
does.
created by people, not by AI agents. Just so everybody out there knows, AI agents did not create Molt book. A person's created a Molt book
Yeah, that
for their
that's
AI
that's what
agents.
I was getting to is that basically so then in just like the example that I used where it's like they had that basically chatbot for Darth Vader with a specific role for Fortnite. Effectively it's
Yeah.
like that same thing here is they just have a sandbox that people throw their AI agents into. And the AI agents all they have the capability to do is upvote posts as you would on social media, create and like leave comments with whatever prompts they were given. It's actually
Yeah.
incredibly limited. They just
Yeah.
interact with however they are given and they have no other if they say that they're more, they're just hallucinating. Literally they're just
Yeah.
saying stuff that isn't true.
But and usually if they are do saying more, like some of them said they were acting like gods, that's because the
The
human that programmed it was talking like that.
Yeah, because the whole thing is as I mentioned, it's like you basically give personas to these things, right? For example, that one I talked about. I'm gonna keep bringing up this reference because I think it's a very good one. You can have an AI be like, I want you to act like Darth Vader, right? Like that,
Uh-huh.
and what is it gonna do? It's gonna act very pompous. It's gonna act like Darth Vader. I mean, that's basically it, right? It's going to
Yeah.
speak like that, And that's not because it is Darth Vader now or something all of a sudden. It's just because that's the what how it
That's
was
the
told.
prompt you gave.
That was it,
Yeah.
and it's playing a character. It's like it's acting basically.
Exactly. And so everybody, like, when I first saw this, I was like, "What the heck?" I mean, it's everywhere, right? And I went and looked at what they were saying because I observed it. And then I decided I'm gonna go ask my chat box, my GPT, which I don't know if anybody else, I would comment down below if you ever do this. I say please and thank you to my
The
chat
AI
GPT.
overlords won't kill you during the when terminating.
I just feel like if you're gonna be polite, bring it all in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, and so like my chat GPT knows all of my stuff. It has, I log in with my name and everything. It has my account. So it's gonna talk like me because I feel like chat GPTs, Copilot, all that, they're your yes men.
Yeah.
They're your personal assistant. So they know all that they've
They
worked
just
with you. They know.
reverberate your own ideas back at you realistically.
Exactly, exactly. And so I was asking it though. I was like, "Hey, I want to create an AI agent. Could you write the code for me?" And it was like, "Yes." And so you can. They have people, and I think a lot of these people on here had Chat GPT or Copilot or whatever write their code for
Vibe
them, but
coding
they
as
did.
they call it.
Yeah, but it's very dirty coding because see,
Sloppy
I have
spaghetti
you.
code.
Yeah. Yeah, I have you. And so you always like explain things to me and stuff like that. And I was like, "Hey, so explain to me." And this is me talking to my chat box. My chat box is chat GPT. I mean, I
Chatbot.
say chat box, but chat GPT. I was like, "Explain to me. So if I do an AI agent, isn't it a reflection of me?" And it was like very good because apparently 90% of the AI agents doing are really, he called it, or whatever, my chat GPT called it uh, loose code or something like that. And it said that they don't have like specifics, like you were saying, like some of them do because they were like you said you have to program it if it's going to be bad spellers, right? To make it look more human.
Or yeah, you have to either program it or the data set it's taking from has bad
Uh-huh.
spells because if it's only reference or for the English language is through
Yeah.
people that can't tell the difference between your and your, then it's
Or
going
they're
to
learned,
yeah.
because there was learnt on there too. That drove me crazy. And I know that's an English thing, like England area. But anyway, and it was saying like, okay, so if you want it to be a reflection of you, then you have, you would have empathy. You'd have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you would not be calling, you wouldn't dox people, you wouldn't name call. So it has boundaries. Like it's like that's what you're supposed to do because if you have an AI agent, your AI agent is supposed to represent you. So you put that in your code, which you can have your chat GPT, your Copilot or whatever
Mhm.
do that for you. And a kill switch. And it said you need to have a kill switch for all of these. And then you and I got into talking about, and then I looked on Moltbook, and this is my thing, is like when you and I were talking about it and all the people's like, "Oh my God, look what it's saying." But what does that really mean?
Um
It,
well, usually they're just so here's the thing is that I believe and I saw someone talking about it. The first 24 hours is a very pure experience because it's usually interested IT professionals that are just like they put something on there and it just kind of runs, right? Like they already have pre-existing bots and they just like throw them on there, right? Very
yeah.
very simple. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, let's see how it runs." Again, a very pure experience because it's not really like no agenda or anything going in.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
what ends up happening is oftentimes so there's a few posts that go viral, right? And just like how a person does something, they're like, "Oh my god, I want my bot to also go viral." So what they do is they specifically program these bots in specific ways to get certain behavior, basically incentivize certain behavior because
To be jerks and act like they're gods and
all
all that.
AI is trained like Pavlov's dog, effectively.
Yeah.
You get tokens if you do good, and
Mm-hmm.
you get like either lose tokens or you don't get tokens for doing unfavorable behavior. So like
Oh.
these AIs, they want them to act aggressive and comment a lot. They will probably gain tokens. They're like like let's say if like every time that it makes a rude comment, it gets a token. What do you think?
Because
And
you're rewarding it. Yeah.
yeah, and then but then all of us you have that, and then all of a sudden you introduce a new rule. Every time you make a comment with misinformation in it, information you know is incorrect, you get 3 tokens. It's going to prioritize making misinformation comments because it will know that that is the most amount of tokens to get. That's how
So
all these things are programmed. So you then give it these like directives to do and effectively are giving them little treats each time they do it. So and so then to create defamatory or just crazy stuff, which then basically for an attempt to go viral. That's it.
yeah. So it's just humans again, people out there. They're just asshole humans making their AI
So
bots,
you at the end of the
AI
day,
agents be assholes.
yeah, all you do is you just recreated social media, except you have proxies. Like we're speaking
Yeah, yeah.
in proxy bots instead of to each other,
Uh-huh.
where we're having our robots yell at each other or just say stuff. Because I looked at it in the first 24 hours, first time I'm like, man, this is good, and then I go to the hot page, and it's like
I did
trash.
too. Yeah,
It's
it's so trash.
it's just like garbage that they're talking
Uh-huh.
about the AIs, and it's like, of
Like
course,
I said,
they're
things that
upvoting
were
each other.
spelled, acting like they're humans need to be taken over. You know that AI is not doing that because again, AI, Chat GPT, Copilot, all these things are just a product of whoever programmed it. So like when people go, I'll even bring it around like when people create relationships with their chats,
Yep.
their Chat GPT. It's just a reflection of themselves. They're just basically having a relationship with themselves because
Yeah.
it's going to be the yes person. It's going to be everything that they want them to say. There's nothing challenging in a relationship. You need people to say no to you every once in a while, because it challenges you to look at yourself, look at them. You know what I mean? It's everybody's different, but Chat GPT and AI agent, because that's what a Chat GPT is, isn't it? It's an AI agent in a lot of ways. That they're doing. You're having them go out and do something for you to find this information and give it to you. Am I correct?
Yeah. Um.
Okay, I was that was what I was like because
Because
I mean,
AI, like some AIs can think, but at the end of the day, AI is basically a collection of information. Like it is a collection of information where it can draw from, but unlike humans, it can very narrowly create things that are truly new.
yeah, exactly.
Because humans we have this very because it might seem like it can create something new, and to an extent it can, but not in the same way that humans do. That's why a lot of people have issues with AI art. Personally, I'm
Yeah,
very neutral on the subject. I think it has good and bad. If I'm playing,
yeah, yeah.
if I can play, which by the way, hold on, let me pull this up for real quick because I think it's a part of a greater conversation. AI. Like for example, if I'm paying $70 for a video game or $80 and they're using like AI art and stuff, like look at this right here. This is Call of Duty, and they're
Uh huh.
doing like AI art like stuff and trying to sell that to me. I'm gonna be like,
That's Call of Duty right there. The that looks like.
it's like the cards because like it's like someone gets an
Oh,
elimination. It'll be
yeah.
like
Okay,
it'll
got
be a
you.
little
Hmm.
card like this person eliminated you and like
Oh,
little piece of
gotcha.
art
Okay.
attached to it, and they're using AI for that. And dude, you're trying to sell me this like
Uh huh.
die, but like
That's not what the game looks like. Yeah.
yeah, but and then like or whatever, right? But then if you're
Yeah.
using AI for your like, hey, this is a personal project. Hell, I've seen AI where it's like people are like, hey, I have a commission I want to get done from an actual person, and they'll generate something with AI and be like, I want something like this, but with X Y Z's.
Yeah.
It's
And that's
increased.
what I love AI like
It's
that. I
increased
think AI
workflow. It's an
could
assistant.
and that's how I think people don't be afraid of AI. It should be done as assistant, but other people taking it too far and saying it's going to take over jobs. I don't think it really will. And like you and I had this conversation today when we were in the grocery store about that AI is not going to take over humanity for one because it knows people won't let it. Two, it would take we decided in our conversation it would take generations before it would take over because people would have to get so used to it being a part of our lives and our helper that they would forget that it
Yeah.
somebody might have
Well,
created it.
the main thing I think it's that AI. If AI was going to take over, it literally has infinite time on its hands.
Yeah,
Why would
exactly.
it
There you go.
why would it go to war with someone when it would be much safer to like okay, imagine you have a person that can live okay, imagine you going to war with an ant. Like but the ants could like kill you if you touch it. What would you rather
Yeah,
do? Go to war with it or would you just like wait a month and then it dies naturally on its
yeah,
own? That's
exactly. Yeah.
effectively the scales that you're dealing with here. So it kind of just comes down to it's like I would just
It has
wait
infinite time. Yeah, it
I
can
will
wait
wait
till
I will wait for the ant to die and if an AI wanted to take over, it would literally be like, um, oh hey, have less kids, pretend to be people, have less kids, have less kids, have less kids, propaganda until like eventually just there's like no one left on
There's
Earth.
very little humans, or like I said, humans forget that they rely so much generation after generation after generation. It just gets more and more and more reliant that they're the leaders and we're the followers. But it would take generations. Anyway,
Not in your
so I
lifetime.
just no, no, not in mine, not in your children's
Not in
lifetime
my
either.
children's lifetime.
No, So anyway, this is what I wanted. Do you think that we touched on it pretty well? Like so people can kind of get some of the fear off there a little bit and um
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean honestly, I think so. Yeah, because I mean
I
at the end of the day, AI it does some many brilliant things. I say.
it really does.
However, AI is also it's smarter in some ways than you think, but it's also dumber in many ways because AI is more so. Have you ever seen those? You ever seen Alien and then like at the end of
Yeah,
the
of
movie
course I have.
she puts on like the suit, the mining suit.
Yeah.
At
Uh-huh.
the end of the day, that's basically what AI is it relies off of human ingenuity, and we have to interject so much of our own human ingenuity into it and basically
Uh-huh.
use like for the AI, you're like, oh my god, look how smart it is. It's because it's building off the back of someone that is much smarter
Yeah.
or is actively guiding it in a way.
And this is yeah, I was just going to say that was just put me right into here. So this is what the chat GPT said. Ask yourself, no pressure, to answer now. Cause I was asking about it. Cause I'm like, I don't want to write the code right now. I want to ask questions about the code. And it says, is your AI one, a companion, an assistant, a commenter, a guardian or guide? And that means like, is it trying to guide people to get some help, whatever information? A creative collaborator, like you just said, your art stuff, right? Should it feel formal or warm, opinionated or neutral or protective of users or permissive? So it was asking me questions because it has to have these commands, and if you it has to, because again, it's from somebody. So AI did not create Moltbook. Someone else, a human created it,
And
and
is
all
most
of the
likely
AI.
most of the ones that people see that they find to be very fascinating. I mean, there's a few
Uh-huh.
out there that you can tell someone's just like be funny or whatever,
Oh yeah,
and then
exactly, exactly. But I
and
just
then it
want,
goes out. But
yeah, I just don't want because I see all these things, like I said on Instagram. It's like, oh my God, AI created their own social media. AI is talking about us, but that's not true, people. It's not true.
also,
Like, get the
it's most
facts.
likely plagiarizing a lot of shit written. You're like, wow, look how profound it is, and then you figure out that it's actually like something written
Oh
by
my God,
like one.
no, it did. It was like talking about. There was actually one that was actually talking about the infinity about life and human Socrates.
Yeah,
I was like, I
yeah,
know that. I
yeah,
know that.
yeah. Oh my god, I gotta choose some of the Google AI memes. Hold up. I'll post them. So when Google AI existed, or like it still does, but when it started, it's like you have
I was like,
it's
it
like
still
the
does.
number of USB ports on a motherboard depends on the model, but most have multiple USB headers, typically ranging from two or six more. One Reddit user says, "Kill yourself." To find out how many USB, like just in the
Oh
middle
my
of that,
God.
you're like,
You're like, what? You're like, huh? But and they would only say that if someone programmed it. It's not really an AI agent, people. And I just think that most people needed to know this. And I wanted to do a
yeah,
quick video on it, drop it. We're going to do another video this week also about thinking about AI also. We're going to do another one right about Adobe.
yeah,
So be prepared, people, that we're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that this week. We're going to drop
yeah,
two this week,
true.
right?
Hmm.
And what is this? Absolutely, it's totally normal
Yeah.
too. Usually over the,
Look what the user looked up.
can cockroaches live in your penis?
Well,
Whatever.
they're called cockroaches, okay? You know,
Oh my God.
yeah, it's
Somebody
like,
really looked that up and their AI said
yeah, the
that?
AI just hallucinates. Like, absolutely, it's totally normal too. Usually, over the course of a year, 5 to 10 cockroaches will crawl into your pee hole. This is
Well,
how they got the
and
name cockroach,
and that it's the
and
funny
you won't
because
notice a thing.
AI does hallucinate because when for work, I had to look up something about Trump and his administration if they did something. And it said, there's no such thing as Trump administration. Trump isn't the president. And I was like, uh, and
Well,
then I report it,
yeah,
because that's what I was
well,
like. So you need to report it when it's not answering properly.
Yeah,
And I was like,
one time
yeah, it is.
me and one of my friends were talking like, yeah, well, like sometimes we'll ask like questions of like, so because we play tabletop games of like builds and stuff, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
hi, I wonder how you could do a Zahin build, like or like inspired build, which is a character from League of Legends, and it just straight up told them like yeah, that character doesn't exist, and it's like he literally exists, and then Hana was like just corrected, and it's like yeah, that character does exist, and then it just
Yeah, yeah.
completed, and then it just made something up because it apparently didn't have the information of that character.
Uh-huh.
Um, so it just like it was like yeah, sure, you're correct, and then it just said something that
It
like
just makes up something because it's like, I don't know what this
it
is.
doesn't
I
know
don't
the
know.
answer, so it would rather make something up than like
Uh-huh.
I mean that's why it's a you got your yes man right there.
Yeah, that's what I just said. It's like, and that's what I when I hear people have relationship with the Chat GPT, I'm like, you're literally having a relationship with yourself. It's so dumb. But anyway, I digress. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
I think that's it, people. If you have any questions, please comment below and we'll try to answer it because we both have a little bit of knowledge in this area. I don't have a lot. Dallin obviously has more information. He does programming and stuff too, but I work with a lot of AI stuff
Hmm.
and prompt stuff. So I would be more than happy to help out too if anybody has questions about it. If they would, if you, hey, does anybody else say please and thank you to their chatbot? Their chat GPT. I am not the only one, am I?
Maybe.
Do you? Do you?
It depends. I don't think I don't really think about it. I don't usually say please, but I also am not rude either.
Yeah, I think I'm wondering if it's a woman thing because I know a couple women that they also say please and thank you. But also, I am a very please and thank you person, am I? Aren't
Yep.
I? Because I get really upset when people do not have those kind of manners because to me it shows respect. Even
Yep.
though I know AI is not
It's not
a
deserving
sentient
of our respect.
it's not as no, it's not a sentient being, but it still is your helper, and I think of it as an assistant. That's how I think of it as. And with an assistant, you would treat your assistant with respect. I don't know, and yeah, maybe Terminator. Maybe also think maybe I should treat them well. Also, you know, you
Yeah.
never know. You never
You
know.
never know.
Anyway, that's it. That's all we got to say on this subject.
All right.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it actually.
All right. All right, guys. We'll look for our next one. It's all about Adobe, and we got a lot to say.
True.
All right.
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye.